Yo guys, CF here, welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully we're all doing well. Welcome to the first match review of the season. Not preview, we did that before. If you haven't checked that video out, go and check it out now if you really want to. We're going to be reviewing on the Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1 draw that literally just happened. And I've got a couple of things to say about it, obviously. We always do previews and reviews on this channel. They will always be coming. So yeah, I'm recording this about 15 minutes after the game's finished. So yeah, before we get into any of it, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video. Also, first link in the description is my second channel, so go and check that out if you really want to. If you want to see more of me, you know what I mean, there it is. So yeah, let's get straight into this. So, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Do you know what? I know a lot of our fan base is going to be a bit disappointed because obviously we're all wanting to win this game. We all wanted to win this game, especially for the last couple of days, the little Liverpool-Chelsea rivalry with Caicedo, you know. But not just that, because there is a rivalry in general. We all wanted to win this because we want to win every single match. But there's positives to take from this, in my opinion. I think for the first game of the season, drawing, especially to a top 6 side, isn't the worst result. It's not the worst result. I'm not comparing this to the 16-17 season at all, because that's just stupid in my opinion. But, you know, if you're disappointed in this and already think the season's over because we drew our first game of the season, come on. In 16-17 under Conte, we lost 3 games out of 5 or something like that, and then went on to win the league. So don't think it's over already because we drew. I'm just saying that because I've seen a couple of people on Twitter saying it, which is stupid. So yeah, let's go through this. So let's go through the lineup that we put out first. So we started off with we went with the 3-4-2-1, and I was shocked because if you saw my match preview, as I got cramp in my foot, if you saw my match preview, I thought Poch was going to go with the 4-2-3-1 because that's what we've been playing throughout pre-season majority of the time. That's what he's always played. I thought he was going to go with the 4-2-3-1. He went with the 3-4-2-1. And my thoughts on it, I think there was pros and cons. There was pros and cons about the 3-4-2-1 in my eyes. I think we would have been better suited if we kept to the 4-2-3-1. Maybe he didn't go with the 4-2-3-1 because you know, there's been a load of new players in this team that are playing right now that have only just arrived and stuff like that. But most importantly, I think he didn't go with the 4-2-3-1 because of not having a DM. We haven't got a DM at the moment still in this team. So, you know, wait for Caicedo. Probably that's when he's probably going to play the 4-2-3-1. So, yeah, the lineup was Sanchez, Disasi, Thiago Silva and Colwell as the back 3. Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, Gallagher and Chilwell as your midfield 4. Sterling and Chukwuemeka just behind the striker, Nicholas Jackson. So, yeah. Individually, we're going to go through player ratings later on after I've just gone through the whole team and my whole thoughts. So, first off, the first 20 minutes in my opinion, we looked poor. But it wasn't in a way as in like we looked poor, like poor, but we just looked like we were just rushing too much on the ball. Every time we got the ball, we looked like we were rushing too much. You know, we didn't think enough with our footballing brains, in my opinion. I think that was the problem in the first 20 minutes. So we kept giving the ball away, giving sloppy touches and stuff like that, and not finding the right pass. That was the problem in the first 20 minutes. And obviously, Liverpool scored it's a ball over the top from McAllister. Good ball over the top. Good touch by Salah. He's one-on-one with Levi Colwell. Whips it in and Luis Diaz taps it in. I actually think Sanchez could have done a bit better for that goal. I think maybe that's a little bit harsh. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit harsh. Let me in the comments down below if you think that's harsh. But I think he could have done better with that. Obviously, Liverpool went and scored a second goal from Salah, where it was a ball over the top. It was a through ball through. It was literally one-on-one with the keeper. Faked it in a way to the keeper as he was still standing in front of him and put it away. I think definitely Sanchez could have saved that, but it didn't really matter because it was offside anyway. So yeah, Liverpool got the first goal. But after those first 20-22 minutes, Chelsea grew into it. And My thoughts on those first 20 minutes were there like, this back three thing is not working. We should switch it to the 4-2-3 one. Because beforehand, when I saw the lineup, I was actually very, very sceptical. I was there like, what are we doing going with the back three? This isn't a great first look for Poch. But, like I said, apart from the first 22 minutes, I actually thought for the whole game, we were the better team. I think we were the better team. We offered more than Liverpool going forward, even though Liverpool had more shots than us. I think we were more dangerous than Liverpool. But at the times Liverpool did get the breaks on us, it was mainly to do with their pressing. They pressed really well today. Every time we got the ball, there was always 4 red shirts around us. But props to some of the Chelsea players. They pulled it off out the bag. I forgot what minute we got the first goal, but we got the first goal in the first half. All the goals came in the first half. The first goal for us was Disasi. And what's crazy about this is, in my preview, I didn't predict who was going to score, but in my preview, I did say it was going to be a draw. But 2-2, I said. I said to my granddad, because I was sitting next to my granddad, I was saying to him, I have a cheeky feeling, this was before the game started, I was like, I have a cheeky feeling Disasi might get a debut goal. And Lord above, he goes and gets a debut goal. Honestly, ball comes in from a cross. It was Liverpool get the ball away from the cross. Fair play to Liverpool on that behalf. It's headed back in by Chilwell, and Disasi just gets his knee to it. It's his knee, not even his foot. It was his knee to it. And it trickles into the bottom left-hand corner. And I'll tell you what, the scenes in that living room were crazy. Absolutely crazy. It was great. It was a great feeling, you know what I mean? Because, like I said, Chelsea, we were growing back into the game just before we scored the goal. We scored the goal and everybody storming to the fans. And it was just, it looked great. It looked amazing. So I'm really happy on behalf of Disasi for that. Popping up with that instinct whenever he needs to be. So yeah, fair play for Disasi for a debut goal for him as a centre-back as well. Fair play. I'm going to give my thoughts on Disasi later as well, because I've got a couple of things to say about him. I didn't expect him to start this game at all, but that's not it, because shortly after, literally, I'm not even kidding, about a minute after we scored from Disasi, straight from kickoff, we win the ball back, and Enzo Fernandez, I think it was, played a great through ball to Chilwell, who for the whole game was playing quite far up. I thought it was a winger, but obviously playing as the wing back. It just comes out of nowhere in the striker position and tucks it in. I was running around screaming because I didn't see the offside at all. Obviously, it ended up becoming an offside goal for Chilwell. But again, great instinct from Chilwell in that first half. So yeah, the first half, that was pretty much it. We had the better opportunities in the first half as well. There was a ball where Reece James crosses it in and Jackson just about skies it over the bar. Just about. If he maybe just cushioned it a little bit more, I think it would have gone in, because it definitely beat the keeper. And then second half, it was more even, but I would still probably say we're the better team, and that's not because I'm a Chelsea fan. I generally still think we were the better team. I think we had the better chances still in that second half than Liverpool. And yeah, there wasn't really any clear-cut chances from both teams, apart from one at the end where Núñez had a long-distance shot. And if it wasn't for the deflection off Ugochukwu, who came off the bench, maybe it might have troubled us. So, yeah, there was no other clear-cut chance in that second half. You could see the tired legs were kicking in, but I'd probably, not even going to lie, I'd probably say we looked fitter than Liverpool out there, which is big because Liverpool are always, they're always well-conditioned, always well fit for the season, especially for the start of the season. But we looked great, the passes we were playing, the patterns of play we were playing after those first 22 minutes, quick link-ups, and it was brilliant. You could tell Pochettino had put a stamp on the team. It's just so unfortunate it was a draw, so unfortunate. So, yeah. Also, our offside goal was offside. It was very close, though. Just like Liverpool's one, to be fair, that was very close, but it was offside. So, yeah, let's get into the player ratings. Which I'm going to put, I don't know, whichever side I decide to put it on. I'm going to put it on this side because there's more room, without my shoulder being here. So, yeah, let's get into the player ratings. So, let's start off with Robert Sanchez. As a debut, I have to give him a 4. I think his distribution, which was what's meant to be his strength, I thought it was quite poor. There was one time where he accidentally gave the ball to McAllister, and if it wasn't for McAllister booting the ball at Núñez, and he actually played a good pass to Núñez, it would have been through on goal. And it was literally just, honestly, it was a massive gap. All of our defenders were split. You know what I mean? So, yeah, distribution was poor. I think he could have done, maybe it's a bit harsh, but I think he could have done better for the goal as well. I'd say a 4. The back three, Disasi, let's start off with, was, in my opinion, poor for the first 22 minutes as well. I thought he was quite, he wasn't poor, but he didn't seem, what's the word? He didn't grow into the game. But after he scored that goal, and when we started playing better, especially after he scored that goal, he was way better, way better. He wasn't getting shoved off the ball as much. He was putting in last-ditch challenges and stuff like that. He's meant to be a ball-playing centre-back as well. He's meant to be good with the ball at his feet. He was poor for the first 22 minutes to do with that. But, like I said, got better. So I would say Disasi as well with a debut goal. I would say 6.5. I think that's harsh actually. I think 7. I think 7's very, very nice for him. I think he deserves it. You know how crazy it is for a defender scoring their debut, especially for us. Fair play to Disasi. Thiago Silva. Do I need to speak about the guy? The guy's 39. He plays like a 29-year-old. He plays literally like a 29-year-old. He's so good. Thiago, I'd say, was a 7 as well. I think a 7 was good. Levi Colwill, again, the same as Disasi, was poor for the first 22 minutes. Salah had him on the back foot the whole time. Was getting past him a few times. But after we came into our own after the first 22 minutes, he had Salah quite locked. So, Colwill, I would say... 6.5. 7. I'm giving him a 7. I think he deserves a 7 as well. Again, he's meant to be good with the ball at his feet. He was good with the ball at his feet the whole game. The certain passes he was playing out wide to beat Trent, was great. He got past Trent a couple of times. He even bombed forward and tried to create some chances sometimes. So fair play to Colwill on that behalf. I'd say 7. Reece James, I hope he's not injured, by the way. I wasn't looking at the time because I was talking. Not much. I was talking, literally a quick turn of my head and turned it back. And he was down on the ground and Gusto was coming on. So I hope he's not injured. But Reece James, I'd probably say was a 6. I don't think it was his best game today. I expect a bit more from him. If he is injured, I would say go and get the surgery and we go and get a loan for a right back, but I don't know. Yeah, I'd say 6 anyway. The other wing back, Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell had a not great game. He didn't have a great game, I'll be honest. Was definitely a 5 in my eyes. 4.5. It was a 4.5. He lost the ball too easily. I think he was losing the ball too easily. He was shoved off the ball too easily. I get it. It's a hard job playing wing back. You got to be up and down, creating chances. He scored an offside goal, I guess. But, I expected better from Chilwell. Personally. I don't think he had a great pre-season as well. That's why I didn't put him in my preview for my team. So I'd say 4.5. Gallagher, first half, poor. For the whole first half, he was poor. Every time he'd pick the ball up in the middle of the park, he would turn and run straight into a Liverpool player all the time. But he made up for it in the second half. Second half, I thought he was actually quite good. He wasn't running into players as much. He was giving away the ball. No, he was not giving away the ball, it's the wrong word. He was making the passes quicker. He was too slow in the first half. He was making the passes quicker in the second half. His one positive attribute he had for the whole game, though, was putting in, getting that, wrapping his foot around the Liverpool players to get the ball literally by a toe. All the time, he was always successful on that behalf, so fair play to Gallagher. I'd say a 5.5 is fair. I think 5.5 is fair. Enzo Fernandez. This guy is honestly he's one of my favourite players. It's why I've been screaming out for Enzo Fernandez the whole of last season. Because the guy is so good. Every time he had about 4 Liverpool players around him, all he had to do was drag the ball back, and he would turn out of there, and he'd get out of the He'd get out of the press. That's the word I'm trying to look for. He'd get out of the press, Liverpool press, and he'd pick out the passes in literally split seconds and stuff like that, creating the chances. He's going to be so good under Pochettino's 4-2-3-1 formation with Caicedo next to him, because if you think about it, Enzo Fernandez is still playing as the anchor, and the anchor isn't his main position. So once he's got license to go more forward, and we've got Caicedo there for the anchor, I can't wait. Enzo, I'd say, was an 8. He was unbelievable. He was only missing an assist to be a solid 9.5, I'll be honest. Let's move on to Raheem Sterling. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Really poor. Raheem Sterling, it just seems like he doesn't care. Every time he loses the ball, he shrugs his shoulders and walks back or jogs back slowly, There's no urgency on the crosses. Every time he gets the ball, it seems like he's too slow thinking. Sterling, for me, was the worst player on the pitch. I'd go with 3.5, honestly. And I think that's generous. Chukwuemeka, very, very solid from him today. Definitely proved himself today. Definitely proved that when, we do switch to the 4-2-3-1, he can be called upon for that cam position to start. I think he was really good, Dribbling past players is his best attribute. That's how he creates the best chances. Chukwuemeka, I'd probably say, was a 6.5. I think 6.5 is fair. And then Jackson up top. Jackson, really solid throughout the first half. Second half was solid for the first 20 minutes. And then he didn't turn bad, but he just quieted down a little bit. He was a bit quiet. His link-up was really good. Tracking back after, when Sterling lost the ball on a couple of occasions actually, it was always Jackson getting back, sprinting back to get the ball back. He always beats himself when he doesn't do the right thing and misses out on a pass or something like that. So Jackson, I'll probably say 6.5. I've got big hopes for him. I think he's going to be really good. So yeah, that's the starting 11. Now moving on to the subs, but before we move on to the subs, I thought Mudryk would have been perfect for this game as a starter instead of Sterling, definitely, because that high line Liverpool were playing, if we had a Mudryk there, who is arguably, probably in my opinion, the fastest player in the Premier League, he would have dusted them all. Honestly, I reckon he could have got a goal in today's game if he started. Starting off with the first sub, Malu Gusto, who came on. Didn't really set the world alight, I'll be honest, but didn't really put a foot wrong in a way. I'd say a 5. I think 5. First game he's ever played in the Premier League, and it's against a solid opposition in Liverpool, I'd say a 5. Then moving on to, I think it was Maatsen and Mudryk who came off the bench then. But they came on quite, to be fair, Mudryk, Maatsen and it was Ugachukwu who came on. They all came on a bit too late. They came on like the 80th odd minute or something like that. So I don't think I could really give a rating. But I will say this. Maatsen looked quite poor. He came on off the right wing, I think, and he looked quite poor, I can't lie. Mudryk came on and he had one chance where he was about to take it around the keeper. Nicholas Jackson makes a brilliant break through the middle. Shielding off 2 Liverpool players, makes a pass through. Mudryk's about to go around the keeper, and Alisson literally just tips it away. So it goes out wide for Mudryk to not be able to get his shot off. So yeah, I can't really give those 3 a rating because they came on too late. So yeah, that's my ratings for today's game. Let me know in the comments down below what your ratings would be for today's game. I'll be very intrigued to know. Yeah, for the first game of the season, this is a very, very, Liverpool are a very tough team, let's be honest. Rivalry aside, they are a very tough team. They were always going to be a test. And I think you got to think about it as well. Klopp has had this Liverpool team for, 7, 8 years, playing the exact same formation, exact same system. They've got 2 new players in there, I get that. But, they all know what the system's going to be, you know what I mean? They've got experienced players in there. Our team's very, very young, especially the team we went with today. Majority of them were all under the age of 24, bar Silva and Sanchez, I think, and Sterling. It's a very, very young team we got. New manager, new system, new players. And I think we were the better team against Liverpool today. I really do think we were the better team today. Like I said, I think the 3-4-2-1 was a bit of an L on Pochettino's side of things, but it wasn't too much of an L because I actually think we played quite well. It will be very, very refreshing when we do start playing that 4-2-3-1 when we actually have a DM to put into the team. So, yeah, it's a very, very good start. It's only a point, but, sometimes starts happen like this, eh? Sometimes starts happen like this, and it's a very, very good test for our team. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the team today. I'll be very intrigued to know, and, yeah. That's it for today's video. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification because videos come at any time. Who knows? We could get that Casado. Here we go today. I've been saying this for the past 2-3 weeks, but it's very, very close. It's very close now. So, yeah. Like, subscribe, take care all. Oh, yeah, quickly as well. Hazard was at the game and Hazard was at the game. Photos were being shown on Twitter. So, yeah, good, Hazard, welcome back home. Yeah, take care all. And, yeah, have a good rest of your day. Peace.